Members, on the file, we are moving to file item number 69. That is ACR 162. Clerk will read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 162 by Assemblymember DeBobney relative to Financial Aid and Literacy Month.
Mr. DeBobney, you may open on the resolution.
Speaker and colleagues, today I rise to present ACR 162, which declares the month of April as Financial Aid and Literacy Month with the theme of prosperity through education. The month of April is dedicated to raising public awareness about continuing the need for financial literacy in our schools and across our communities. ACR 162 highlights the importance of learning to manage money effectively, the difficulty many Californians face when it comes to savings and loans, and the impact debt can have on individuals and their families in our communities. According to the Consumer Financial Literacy Survey, only 40% of adults keep a budget and track their spending, and an astonishing 75% of American families say they live paycheck to paycheck. And sadly, more than 25% of American families have no savings at all. Statistics such as these underscore the importance of declaring the month of April as Financial Aid and Literacy Month, and I respectfully request your aye vote and ask for the first roll to be open for co-authors. And we'll be having an event tomorrow in front of the steps to highlight the need for greater emphasis of this in our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. DeBobney. Seeing no discussion or debate on the resolution, the first roll will be open for co-authors. Clerk will open the roll. Members, this is for co-authors. Co-authors on ACR 162. Co-authors, members, the clerk will close the roll. There are 74 co-authors added. Without objection, we may take a voice vote on the resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. File item 70, ACR 164. Clerk will read.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 164 by Assemblymember Patterson and others relative to Citrus Strong Month.
Mr. Patterson, you may open on the resolution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. ACR 164 recognizes the month of April as Citrus Strong Month. Please join me in celebrating California's vibrant citrus economy and the benefits it provides to the state's environment, economy, and to the people. California's $3 billion citrus industry provides 91% of the nation's supply of fresh lemons and 85% of the fresh oranges. The citrus industry creates more than 20,000 jobs and generates over $1.5 billion in economic activity for California. Citrus growers have shown that they are dedicated to preserving California's natural resources, and they are at the forefront in adopting farming practices that conserve water, reduce air pollution, and promote healthy soil. They've also shown a passion for making sure California families have enough to eat. In 2015, California's citrus growers donated 19 million pounds of citrus to the Farm to Family program, which delivers food to families and children in need. On April 6th, more than 300 people joined California Citrus Mutual for the first Citrus Stride Walk around the Capitol. And to celebrate the success of this event, the citrus industry has pledged to donate more than 300,000 pounds of fresh citrus to the Farm to Family program. Members, please join me in supporting ACR 164 to affirm that California is indeed citrus strong, and I ask that the roll be open for co-authors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patterson. Seeing no discussion or debate on this resolution, the first roll will be open for co-authors. Clerk will open the roll. Members, this is for co-authors. Adding on to ACR 164, this is for co-authors. Members, the clerk will close the roll. There are 76 co-authors added. Without objection, we may take a voice vote on the resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. File items 71 and 72, pass and retain. File item 73, AB 2690. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2690 by Assemblymember Ridley Thomas, an act relating to transportation.
Mr. Ridley Thomas, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise to present AB 2690, which would allow the Los Angeles Metropolitan Transportation Authority to require bidders to include subcontracting opportunities for small business enterprises. It's no accident today that we're joined by a former member of this body, former state senator and current LA City Councilman Curran Price, because when I was a staff person, we worked on legislation, SB 1341, that began the process of ensuring that small businesses had a fair shake at a rather large transportation infrastructure entity, the LA Metropolitan Transportation Authority, which at this point is letting contracts out between $2 billion and $5 billion a year annually. The voters of Los Angeles County will have the opportunity in November of this year to vote on another extension of sales tax. I think it's a half-cent sales tax for the next 30 years, and it's anticipated that that measure will generate roughly $100 billion a year over its life. If, like in previous instances with the sales tax, they are able to invest that money early under what the federal government calls the 30-10 program, Metro could be spending roughly $10 billion a year in transportation infrastructure. So we want to make sure that small businesses and diverse business enterprises, veteran-owned businesses get a shot, and we think that AB 2690 helps advance that. With that, I would respectfully request an aye vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Ridley Thomas. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 75, no 0. Measure passes. File item 74, AB 2252 by Mr. Ting. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2252 by Assemblymember Ting, an act relating to elections.
Mr. Ting, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 2252 extends voting by mail, extends the voting by mail system that military and overseas voters have to also voters that are disabled. Right now, we have a process where overseas and military voters can receive a ballot electronically. With so many folks voting by mail today, disabled voters have a challenge sometimes with those vote by mail ballots. So this is using the same laws, same technology that overseas and military voters are for disabled voters. So we respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Ting. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Measure passes. File items 75 through 78 pass and retain. File item 79, AB 1810. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1810 by Assemblymember Levine, an act relating to seed.
Mr. Levine, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 1810 will preserve community access to fresh produce and protect the diversity of our food supply by exempting non-commercial seed exchanges from California's seed law. This is necessary to clarify that the types of exchanges that occur at seed libraries are not in violation of current law. Seed libraries and exchanges are local community-based initiatives that offer free access to locally adapted seed. There are 38 seed libraries in California spread across 20 counties. They provide the public with information on how to supply themselves and their communities with a sustainable source of healthy food and responsibly preserved seeds. AB 1810 is sponsored by the 4th grade class at Olive Elementary School in my district. The bill has no opposition and has enjoyed bipartisan support. I know that the Republican analysis lists some opposition. I have a letter dated March 30th from the California Farm Bureau stating that they dropped their opposition back on March 30th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Levine. Mr. Daly, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As a seed farmer, I just want to commend the author for taking amendments. There are a couple more I know he's going to be working on with the Seed Association, and I support the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Daly. With that, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 73, noes 2. Measure passes. File item 80, pass and retain. File item 81 as well, pass and retain. Moving to file item 82, that's AB 2555. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2555 by the Committee on Water, Parks, and Wildlife, an act relating to fish and wildlife.
Mr. Levine, you may again open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I am pleased to present AB 2555, which is a committee bill of the Assembly Water Parks and Wildlife Committee. It extends the sunset clause on several provisions of the Fish and Game Code that will otherwise sunset at the end of the year. The provisions that are extended include the Quagga Mussel Invasive Species Prevention Program, the Coho Salmon Recovery Program, and administrative procedural provisions of the California Endangered Species Act. There is no opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Levine. Seeing no discussion on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote. Desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 68, no 0. Measure passes. File items 83 through 89 pass and retain. On Senate third reading, file item 90 is SCR 108. Clerk will read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 108 by Senator Monning and others relative to Rare Disease Day.
Mr. Shajian, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate Concurrent Resolution SCR 108 recognizes February 29th and the last day of February every year thereafter as Rare Disease Day in California. Rare Disease Day helps to inform the public about the challenges faced by those living with rare disease and encourages all of us to come together to find ways to remove barriers for treatment and develop new diagnostics and therapeutic procedures for rare diseases. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Shajian. Mr. Bro, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of Rare Disease Day on behalf of one of my constituents, Roberta Austin from Aliso Viejo, and her support group, Mothers of Omphalocele. Omphalocele is a birth defect that occurs early in pregnancy in which an abnormal wall does not close properly and abdominal organs protrude into the umbilical cord. The CDC estimates that 775 babies are born each year with this condition. With proper screening and treatment, her son Caden is now healthy and an active athlete. I urge your aye vote on this measure.
Thank you, Mr. Bro. Mr. Shajian, did you want co-authors on this item?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we have the first roll due to be opened for co-authors.
Clerk will open the roll, members. This is for co-authors. Co-authors on SCR 108. Co-authors adding on the resolution. Clerk will close the roll. There are 77 co-authors added, and without objection, we may take a voice vote on the resolution. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed say nay. The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. File item 91. Pass and retain. File item 92, SB 95. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 95 by the Committee on Budget and Fiscal Review, enacting to state employees making appropriation therefore to take effect immediately, bill related to the budget.
Mr. Ting, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. SB 95 amends the 2015-16 Budget Act to include language to ratify the Memoranda of Understanding agreed to by the state and the bargaining unit 6, the California Correctional Peace Officers Association. The MOU is for a 3-year period effective through July 2nd, 2018. Amending its provision, SB 95 proposes to increase pay for all Unit 6 members by 9% over the 3-year period and includes the governor's health care reforms to address the state's unfunded retiree health care liability over the long term. Respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ting. Mr. Obernolte, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise in support of SB 95. The state of California currently has over $74 billion of unfunded liability for retiree health care, and this bill makes a very important first step in paying down that liability by requiring the state and our state employees both to pre-fund this liability for their health care when they retire. For that reason, I think it's very worthy of support, and I'd request an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Obernolte. Seeing no additional discussion or debate, Mr. Ting, you may close if you wish.
Just respectfully ask for aye vote.
The clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll and tally the vote. Ayes 75, no 0. Measure passes. Moving to consent calendar, members, does any member wish to remove an item from the consent calendar? Seeing and hearing none, the clerk will read the second-day consent calendar.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 144 by Assemblymember Mullen, relative to character education in public schools.
The clerk will open the roll on the consent calendar. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 77, no 0. Consent calendar is adopted. Okay, members, if we could have your respectful attention, we are moving to adjournments in memory. The following members were granted prior permission to speak on an adjournment in memory. Mr. Bloom, you are recognized at your desk for your adjournment in memory.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members, I rise to adjourn in the memory of Richard Mosk, Distinguished Associate Justice for the California Court of Appeal. Richard Mosk, the son of Supreme Court Justice Stanley Mosk, was born in 1939 and grew up in Westwood, California. Justice Mosk studied at Stanford University and Harvard Law School before beginning his career as an attorney and public servant. After completing law school, he worked as a clerk for California Supreme Court Justice Matthew Tabriner, and also served as a staff member of the Warren Commission, which was tasked with investigation of John F. Kennedy's assassination. Justice Mosk worked in private practice in Los Angeles for over 30 years before being appointed to the California Court of Appeal by Governor Gray Davis. During this time, he also served on the Iran-U.S. Claims Tribunal at The Hague and on the Christopher Commission, which investigated the L.A. Police Department following the Rodney King beating. Justice Mosk served on the appellate court for almost 15 years before retiring last month after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. In addition to his work as a lawyer, Justice Mosk served on active duty in the Air Police Unit of the California Air National Guard, taught and lectured in law schools, and served on a number of boards, including the LA County Law Library Board, Stanford Athletic Board, and California Museum of Science Board. Justice Mosk is survived by his wife Sandra, his 2 children, and 4 grandchildren, and I respectfully ask that we adjourn in his memory.
Thank you, Mr. Bloom. Ms. Campos, you are recognized from your desk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And fellow Assembly members, I request an adjournment in the memory of Prince Rogers Nelson. Prince Rogers Nelson, known to the world as Prince, was a legendary figure. He was a talented singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, record producer, and actor. Prince touched many of us with his inspiring artistry as he defined a generation with his bold and creative performance. Like many of you, I'm sure that you heard his music at some point in your life. For me, I was a teenager, and it was my first concert that I ever got to attend. And someone said, "Your mom let you go?" And I said, "Yes." So I think that I have followed his career and his music, which I think inspires everyone in different ways. Always the showman that he loved to test the boundaries of music. He was not one to be confined to just one musical area. We were blessed with his songs that had a wide musical range, spanning from hard rock to jazz infused to electric music. During his career, he won 7 Grammy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and an Academy Award. In 2004, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And he sold over 100 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists of all time. While Prince was known for his musical talent, he was also a great humanitarian. He spent his time and talent to help raise money for numerous nonprofit organizations and social causes. One such beneficiary of his support was the Yes We Code initiative, which was started in our own Silicon Valley here in California. Yes, We Code is now a national program to help youth find success in the tech sector. The focus is on high potential, low opportunity access for kids. Prince will be truly missed for his many contributions to the world. And like many of you, as I stated, he touched our lives in many ways. And I'm going to just share one personal thing. The day that he passed away, we were on the floor. One of my dearest friends worked for him, like I know another member had a dear friend that worked for him. And so as we know him as an artist, I also got the opportunity to hear my friend talk about him as a personal friend of hers and as a coworker. And I think that we're all saddened by this. But I think where we have to draw strength is to know that he contributed to this world that we love in many ways, and he served as a great example and a great leader to many artists throughout the United States and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Campos. Mr. Gibson, you are also recognized on this adjournment in memory.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise to support my colleague from San Jose for supporting the adjournment of Prince Roger Nelson, who was born to two musically inclined parents. Prince was named after his father's jazz ensemble. That's the reason why he got the name Prince. For many of you, he did not live in my district. I had a personal relationship with this man. This man, even though short in stature, he was a giant of a man. Before I became an elected official in 2005, he would give, and I signed a letter not to disclose this, $10,000 on an annual basis for my youth organization and at my church ministry. And that check came constantly and on time to address issues of individuals who live in communities for young people who never got a chance to go to the snow, who only saw snow on television. And those resources help those underprivileged kids. Whoever would have thought that I would be a member of the State Assembly representing that same area, that $10,000 annually went to go and support. So he didn't live in my district, so I had a connection to him. Not only that, my cousin, few of you know, my cousin is Erykah Badu, who she sat in her club, and mysteriously Prince came out of nowhere and joined her band as she sung for 4 hours at a time. It was an amazing event that she described to me. And so I'm saddened to see that he's passed. Certainly he will live, his legacy and his music will live in the hearts of not only Americans, but also, I think, throughout this entire world. So members, you would bless us all by adjourning this Assembly legislature in the memory of Prince Roger Nelson. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Ms. Irwin, you are recognized for your adjournment in memory.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 3 weeks ago today, I learned that 18-year-old Bernard Moon had passed away suddenly and tragically. Bernard had 3 brothers. My kids went to school with 2 of them. The Moon family had very deep connections in our community. I attended Bernard's funeral. There were over 1,000 people there to say goodbye to him. It is always tragic when a young person dies, but Bernard's death was absolutely devastating for the entire community and his family. Bernard was everything one would hope an 18-year-old could be, a young man with the capacity to change the world. Bernard grew up in Thousand Oaks. He attended Madronia Elementary School, where he was class president. He received the Outstanding 7th Grade Award at Redwood Middle School. He was a senior at Thousand Oaks High School, a 4-year member of the varsity tennis team, and expected to graduate as valedictorian. He was accepted to Brown University, Northwestern, and UC Berkeley as a Regents Scholar. As considerable as his academic accomplishments were, Bernard's personality and ability to touch all different social groups proved even more noteworthy. Bernard was a remarkable young man, brilliant, ambitious, adventurous, athletic, compassionate, and kind, inspiring to others, a leader and a friend to all who knew him. As a leader of Boys State, Bernard visited with us at the Capitol this year. He was given the Leadership Award at the Rotary Club Youth Leadership Camp. At church, he served as a mentor. He had an incredible range of interests. He loved the beach, longboarding, tutoring, science, breakdancing, and video games. Bernard died, and his friend was injured in an accidental explosion while working on a rocket engine. He won an award at the Ventura County Science Fair in 2015 for a similar project. Bernard's family, his community, and the world have lost a shining star, a wonderful young man who had so much to contribute. He will be forever remembered in the hearts of all he touched. The family has set up a scholarship fund to benefit Thousand Oaks High School seniors and has already raised $30,000. Bernard is survived by his father, B.J. Moon, his mother, J. Moon, and his brothers, Brian, Benjamin, and Paul. Our thoughts and prayers are with those who mourn his passing. I respectfully ask that we adjourn in the memory of this remarkable young man, Bernard Moon. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Irwin. Members, please bring the names to the desk to be printed in the journal. All requests to adjourn in memory will be deemed read and printed in the journal. Session schedule is as follows. Tuesday, April 26th, check-in session. Wednesday, April 27th, check-in session. Thursday, April 28th, floor session at 9 a.m. All other items remaining will be passed and retained. All motions shall be continued. Seeing and hearing no further business, I am ready to entertain a motion to adjourn. Mr. Gibson moves. Ms. Waldron seconds that this House stands adjourned until Thursday, April 28th at 9 a.m. Quorum call is lifted.